Hey, what's happening, y'all? It's me coming back at you again with another vid. Well, I definitely wanted to share you guys some more information about the corruption scandal that's really rocked the NCAA's college basketball circuit. Okay, now the FBI has came out and released a statement that 10 more people, that 10 people, I should say, including 4 assistant coaches, were arrested as a part of the 2-year investigation that involves bribery and other corruptions within the sport. All right, we all know that Rick Pitino and athletic director Tom George of University of Louisville were deeply involved in that situation, so they were put on administrative leave. But however, Pitino, on the other hand, on the same day, which was yesterday, was not only put on administrative leave, but he was also fired within minutes of that, or within an hour or so. And that really had pissed off a lot of people in the city of Louisville, because Pitino is revered so much, and he's looked up as a god in that side of town, within that city, because of what he was able to accomplish with that university. But it goes deeper than that, Not only Pitino, who's like probably the notable figure in the situation, but there's another person involved too, which Dad told me that I was totally unaware of. I should have read more into this. The other person, as you can see before you, is Chuck Person. Now, if you guys don't know who Chuck Person was known as the Rifleman. That was his alias. They nicknamed him the Rifleman. He came from he started his collegiate career at the University of Auburn. Became a very good player in his career. He wasn't he wasn't the you would say the elite players of them all. He wasn't among the elites of Magic, Michael, and Scotty, amongst others. But he definitely competed with them. Him and Reggie Miller were a threat when it came to the perimeter. And Chuck Person, played small forward for the Pacers throughout his career, and then he eventually moved over to San Antonio. I think he won a ring with them back in '99. I have to go back and check. But anyways, he's part of this scandal, and he's a central figure of this scandal, and the fact that he was suspended by the University of Auburn due to this situation. And it seems here that the Auburn president, the University president, is throwing him under the bus, claiming that he was the isolated individual, meaning that he was the only individual involved in this situation where he took bribes, which led to greed, and he's lied on multiple accounts when it comes to this situation. Because I believe, based off this article that was put out by Opelika Auburn News, I think I pronounced it right. Opelika, yeah. Opelika, yeah, I think I pronounced it right. He was associate head coach, not the assistant coach. Now, if you guys don't know the difference, the associate head coach is actually the deputy head coach. The assistant coach just helps out in other situations, as far as helping players advance in their skills, or certain players advance in their skills and their craft. Associate head coaches are the right-hand man to the head coaches, like I said. It helps draw up plays. But anyhow, let me see. Let me go ahead and read some key information to the story that's put out by the Opelika Auburn News. Now, it says here that the FBI has wiretapped several people who've been involved in this investigation for the last couple of years. They were able to obtain phone records. They were able to call in, to interview witnesses involved. They haven't disclosed the identity of these witnesses. So this is definitely going to become very interesting, and this is not going to go away. This case will get worse and worse and worse. And it'll be interesting to see how the NCAA will respond to this as this thing develops, because I have reason to believe that they're going to announce major reforms when it comes to this matter. And to me, I believe that the only way you can resolve this matter is start creating a stipend structure for these players so they can get paid. This is the only way that's going to stop all these briberies and all these corruptions activities that's going on not only in college basketball, but also in college football, also in hockey, you name it, all over the college spectrum, sports spectrum. this is the only way they're going to do it, because that way these coaches won't be forced into these practices, which does result to greed, secrecies, and lies, which is what happened to Chuck Person and Rick Pitino. So, yeah. It also says here, though, let me read about Chuck Person's situation. It also says here that, according to this report, several pages recounted Person's conversations with the informant and his negotiations for the amount of the bounty money for his services, mentioned that his need for $60,000 raised questions about his spending habits as a coach whose annual salary was reported to be $240,000 a year. Or, in the end, Person was given more than about $92,000 for his services. Appetite for money. Okay. Around November 29th, 2016, the informant who portrayed himself to be a sports agent, undercover, I see, who met with Persons and Michelle, who's Rashawn Michelle, actually, who's an NBA official, by the way. Whoa, what? Well, he's a former NCAA and NBA official now. Rashawn Michelle, where is it? Now a customs clother for sports figures at a restaurant near Auburn University. Now, weeks prior, Michelle had told the agent he knew several college basketball coaches willing to accept bribes to direct athletes to the agent. Michelle also said that he knew a coach who needed a $60,000 loan and would have 3 or 4 pros come out of the year. This particular coach, Chuck Person, agreed to accept these bribes payments totaling $50,000 from the informant and agent. In return, he would use his influence to direct student athletes from his team to the agent for business management and financial services, advisor service. On the same day, Chuck Person received a $5,000 bribe payment in cash from the agent, and Michelle told Person that he would get 3 more payments of $15,000 on the 15th of each month. Person then asked the agent if he could receive an additional $10,000 instead of $5,000. An agreement was made, in which the agent indicated that he would wire the additional money to Person, and the two proceeded to make a handwritten revision in the effect of this promissory note. On that following day, the agent spoke with Person via a recorded telephone conversation, during which the coach sought verification that he would receive the next bribe payment installment, saying, quote, You're gonna give me 10 today and then 15, and 10, correct? So Person also received a wire transfer bribe payment of $10,000 around December 27th of last year. Following a meeting that occurred around December 18th of that year involving Person, the agent, a student athlete identified in the document as player 1, which we don't know who it is, it must be somebody very significant, who previously met with the agent in New York, the athlete's mother, and the person identified as the athlete's stepfather. Also around January 2017 of this year, Person focused on steering another Alabama basketball student athlete identified as player 2, which we don't know who that is, to an Alabama financial advisor who was not the confidential informant Person believed to be a sports agent. The federal document shows that it was perceived that the coach initially planned for his advisor and the agent to jointly represent player 2 in order for Person to benefit financially from both of the players. Web of lies. Here we go. Multiple lies were unleashed as Persons focused on steering student athletes into the confidential informant agent. During a telephone conversation which was intercepted via wiretap, Person remarked to the mother of player 1 that the student athlete is going to be good enough to go first round during the NBA draft. Afterwards, it was documented how he lied in 3 separate ways to persuade the mother into retaining the agent. Particularly, Person falsely told the mother that the agent served as a coach financial advisor as well as an advisor to Charles Barkley. Oh, really? Really? But it should be worth noting that Chuck Person and Charles Barkley actually were good friends. So, I mean, I'm not sure they still are now. I think they are, but they were pretty close at the time. So, we'll see. They both went to the same school, but obviously Charles came out later than Chuck, I think. I think Chuck what year did Chuck come out to the league? Let me check. I think they were both on the same team. It's just that, Chuck came out later than Charles. Let me see. I'm going to check this out real quickly so that way I get my facts straight. So Chuck came out and to draft in 1986. So yeah, so he came out a little bit after Barkley. So they were teammates at Alabama. All right, yeah. So he was teammates with Charles Barkley. So that's why they were close. Okay. So anyways, basically this guy. Let me see. All right. So he also added that he also reassured her that the financial payments from the agent were not illegal because the person was not an agent. Still, person told the mother to keep their connection with the agent to herself and noted that person did not mention to the mother he received cash payments from the agent. So basically, he didn't tell his mother, the player 2 or player A, whoever it was, that he was receiving financial benefits by redirecting this guy over there to this agent, so-called agent for financial services. All right, so it's more than trying to bribe players to come into these players to come to college, but also is worth noting that once these players are like top elite athletes on a collegiate level, certain people or certain advisors or certain sports agents, you name it, they see right through that and they'll try to tap into these coaches to get them in, connection to these players, so that way they could talk about their future plannings and whatnot. And I think that's forbidden within the NCAA's rules and regulations, that you're not allowed to do that unless the player is going to commit to the NBA draft. So I think that's something within the rules that you cannot do that. But as an associate coach and head coach, why are you getting involved in situations like that, Chuck? I mean, as this article is saying here, it's like you're being greedy here because you've gotten away with this for so many fucking years. That's the only logical explanation why he was doing what he was doing, because he was trying to get these student athletes to go to these financial agents, advisors who are actually now undercover agents at this. Now we know, but based off this article, that he was getting payments. He was pretty much paying for play, as the investigation is being focuses on. So these coaches are saying, okay, I'll do this for player A, but this is what you're going to have to do for me. There's going to be a price involved. So he was bribing these people to get what he want out of financial gain. And to me, Chuck, I'm very disappointed in you, man. I'm very disappointed in you. I know you're suspended, but to me, it's gonna lead to your termination. And in fact, it's gonna more likely result to a criminal prosecution because you have violated a pretty much a federal law. So, with that being said, according to the other, I'm gonna go back to this FBI report here. Yeah, there's gonna be more. It's going to be more coming out of this. Okay, let me go ahead and go back to that rest of this article. Hold on here when it loads up. Can't believe I lost it. Wow. Come on, load up. All right, here we go. So, Acting U.S. Attorney General June H. Kim is the guy who's leading. He's the lead investigator here by the U.S. Attorney's Office. Well, actually, he is the acting U.S. Attorney, so he is the lead investigator. What else it says? Whoa. So, on May 6th of last year, Marty Blazer III, a Pittsburgh-based financial advisors, were charged by the SEC for wire fraud and accusing of siphoning a $2.4 million dollars from the accounts of several professional athletes in order to invest in movie projects and make it look like a Ponzi-like scheme payments. Now, according to the SEC complaint, when it's examined, uncovered the uncovered withdrawals and asked Blazer to explain them, he lied and produced falsified documents in an attempt to hide his misconduct. The SEC alleged that Blazer, who founded the capital firm Blazer Capital Management as a concierge firm targeting pro athletes and others high-worth individuals as clients, it took the money from 5 of their clients without their authorization from October 2010 to January 2013. He was doing it for 3 years to invest into 2 movie projects. The commission alleged that Blazer had personal financial interests in developing the film's Mafia, the movie, and sibling. The complaint said that Blazer pitched the movie project to an athlete as an investment opportunity, but that client expressly refused to take that investment and invested in the film projects. When the client later learned about Blazer's action and demanded a repayment, Blazer took the money out of a different athlete's account to make the repayment in a Ponzi-like fashion. Whoa, Jesus Christ. Whoa, 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 whoa. So this is more to this damn story, and this is basically, this is more like following the money, okay? It's like, okay, you're going to get the small pawns, like the coaches and the associate coaches or the assistant coaches, however you want to call it, and the players are involved. Then you're going to have to go after the big fish who's create these, who's pretty much the core figures in this scandal. So basically, what I'm saying is, it's, again, I have to repeat, it's going to get worse. It's definitely going to lead to the top. It's all about following the money, and this situation is not looking good for the for the NCAA. Not looking good at all. So yeah, there's nothing more to be said about this. It's very fortunate that Chuck Person had to clouded his judgment and morale. So unfortunately, for the Rifleman, he's going to have to suffer the repercussions for his actions. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts about this. I'll post a link to the couple articles below so you can go ahead and take a look at it. And I do strongly encourage you guys read this. And sorry, this is not a boxing video, but this is a story that I think that's very interesting that that needs to be covered. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts about this. I'm out.